side is just about halfway in, quarterway in maybe. It is beautiful right here. The dredger right there. I had to come down to see if there was any trade beads. Trade beads are pieces of pipe stem. I had to take the little one to school. Well, she's not so little anymore, 10 now. Ooh, I have to look at that. If that's a stone bead, I just had a banner day. Let's pull this. I wasn't expecting to make any big finds. Right there. Oh my. That's not stone. That's lead. I have to. That's a lead artifact. I've only seen this once before. When I was looking up information on stone beads, I happened to see something like this also on the net. That is a spindle whorl. Well, this here, I can't really, it's hard to explain, but a spindle, a wooden spindle, would fit down through here. And I'm going to have to set this down. Okay, the wooden spindle would fit through it, and you would wrap flax or yarn, or flax or wool, like sheep's wool, around it. Now the spindle would probably have ended about here. In fact, all of the sheep's wool or flax would be bundled up in here. And this acted like a blocker for this. This was a blocker. And the flax or the wool was came around here, wrapped around here, and this was before the advent of looms. But this produced, or flaxen thread was produced, and this part here was spun around. And what happened was, all the yarn here, or the flaxen, it was kind of spun into cloth and yarn thread, and that in turn was turned into clothing. But this method, this spindle whorl, was only in use up to the 14th century. The use of this ended when Columbus discovered the New World in 1492. Sometime around the year 1500, I guess, the loom was invented, and it could weave. It was a quick way to weave a large amount of flaxen or yarn, or flaxen or sheep wool, into material that could be turned into coats and pants and stuff like that. Oops, oh, that's my fault for that. Definitely looks like a whorl. A spindle whorl. And I'm pretty sure the use of these ended by the year 1500. Sometime around 1400, they stopped. There was a transition to the loom. Spindle whorl. But I will do the research on this object. And if I'm correct, I just had a banner day. This beach just produced another marvelous artifact.
And I was correct. Gosh, where am I going to start here? I asked Google, and that's what I got. That is definitely a spindle whorl. Those are spindle whorls. Now here is a North American spindle whorl. It was in the Southwest. That's how they spun thread. This is a set of ancient Roman spindle whorls. There's another set of spindle whorls. These are Viking. Yes, even the Vikings had spindle whorls because the Vikings had sheep. Ancient Roman lead spindle whorls again. The parts of the wooden spindle are still stuck in the center of those lead whorls. Here's a fancier lead Viking spindle whorl. You can see the Viking runes on that lead whorl. And of course the thread. Yeah, I know. I know the spindle whorl I found is identical to this, but I can't see Romans being here, so mine had to come from a European origin or a Viking origin. And here is a spindle whorl found in northwestern Iran. It is 6,000 years old, but the lead, this part, that ore came from Turkey. I wish I had that SAK knife. That looks pretty nice. But the fantastic fact about this spindle whorl is that it literally was found in a cave and dated back to 6,000 years. The wool or flaxen is kind of bunched up on this side, and then the stick is whorled. It just spun, turned around, and thread is produced. It's spun into thread, and then the thread is spooled up elsewhere, but that is a spindle whorl. My question seriously is, how did this lead spindle whorl end up on this beach? The only origins that make sense would be a European origin or a Viking origin. Around 1000 AD, the Vikings were here. They traded for lumber in what we now call Nova Scotia. They traded lumber from the archaic Micmac. The Vikings made their home in what we now call Newfoundland. But what this spindle whorl is doing on our beach, I don't know. It's just another mystery that was suddenly plopped up out of the deep.
Incidentally, the tide is just about halfway in, quarter way in maybe.
Yep, this is quite the mystery beach. There are treasures that are still yet to turn up. I will donate this spindle whorl to St. John the Baptist Elementary School for their science program. They run from grade 1 to grade 8, and someone in grade 8, if they ever want to know how clothing was produced, the teachers now have an authentic spindle whorl to show that student how clothing was made. Thank you for watching. I will see you online.